I stay high flying through smoke clouds. Smoke clouds, I knew my worth, that's why I spoke loud. Spoke loud, I'm in the ocean, don't rock my boat now. Boat now, so much emotion, come get a quote now. A quote now, I stay high flying through smoke clouds. Smoke clouds, I knew my worth, that's why I spoke loud. I spoke loud, I'm in the ocean, don't rock my boat now. A boat now, so much emotion, come get a quote now. A quote now.
Yeah, I be smoking Vannas, drinking Dom P, thinking beyond deeper than Gandhi. While I'm on the yacht, counting G's, smoking trees. I'm about to be a billionaire, dipped in fresh gear, flicking $100 bills in the air. Bogard and Triangle, they getting money too. It's what we do. Provide for our families like the Kennedys and the Carters do. Like Sean and B, rhyme with D. Greatest of the all time, like Mike Tyson, Jordan, Jackson, in they prime. Y'all haters still can't take our shine, shine, shine. Like every day of my life, I stay high, floating through them smoke clouds, 3K.
I stay high flying through smoke clouds. Smoke clouds, I knew my worth, that's why I spoke loud. Spoke loud, I'm in the ocean, don't rock my boat now. A boat now, so much emotion, come get a quote now. A quote now, I stay high flying through smoke clouds. Smoke clouds, I knew my worth, that's why I spoke loud. I spoke loud, I'm in the ocean, don't rock my boat now. A boat now, so much emotion, come get a quote now. A quote now. Slow and low like the chorus, smoke a forest like a wildfire. Sip on liquors in between, feeling like the golden child. Going up on some golden suds, rolling up on some potent bud. It's a daily situation where we come from. If you really know what's up, then you would get some. But no knots do not beat the same drum. I prefer cognac, but I will take rum. I prefer IPA, but I will go bud. Anything goes in the San Jose slums. San Jose slums, this shit is better than hot. Man, this shit is well done, done. 808 kick drums make the girlies get done. This is the new drink, it's smoke anthem.
They call Bogard Scott free when they want smoke. I ain't talking about beef, I'm talking about that dope. Shipping out peas, flying elbows. No wrestling, but we off the top rope. Work fresh off the boat, packs on the plane. Then we back on the road, going state to state. Money, pussy, good weed, all I need in life. Call it blasphemous, I get stoned like Jesus Christ. Ask the Lord, he'll vouch that we bout scratch. Who hear the noise, me and my boys pushing loud packs. Getting hot till my day ends. Cheaper apes, today, Carpe Diem.
Every day of my life, I get high, I get high. Every day of my life, I get high.
It's beautiful. Scott, Prime. First off, I'm always in pocket. I'm more cocky than arrogant when I rock it. I'm like a funky experiment they concocted. But now I'm kamikaze in the cockpit. Pause. Fuck the game when my cock stiff. Fuck your side and your main for pillow talking. What part of the game is this? Is no code. I can't believe that it came to this. No holds barred, Bogard Scott free. I brought the block. No carbon copy, the one and only we rock. I heard the view is sick, but it's lonely at the top. Push work, steady working, gets the hands on the clock. I keep my head tilt, in case anybody watching, I ain't trying to get pilled. In case anybody talking, anybody gut spilt. Best believe I'm plotting, best believe blood spilt. Get body, get killed. I'm always on some fuck how you felt. Cause when you push soft, can be soft like felt. Shining dipped in water like Phelps. Meanwhile they still crying over spilt milk. Such a shame though. One of the many reasons why me and you ain't the same though. Go getter, I'm leaving with what I came for. No lactose, milk and shit for the sand hoe. Louis.
Yeah, you know, what up though? You got Herb Gotti, Herb the Block, Herb whatever you wanna call me. What's up, Bogard? Here we go. To be the shit on the MIC, it takes more than the dope beat. But goddamn, my man, you fucking did it again. Prime one fam, banging from here to
What up? What up? Woo! Took a fat ass dab. Oh yeah. It's the wake and bake. It's your Saturday morning cartoon fix. Serving you up some of this sports talk. Gonna be coming at you every Saturday. And you already know we got a whole cast and crew of characters. Woo! That was a fat one. Whole cast and crew and characters in the building. We got to start it off with the guy giving you all the isms. He's repping that heart to start. It is our man JD Guccini.
Hey, top of the morning there, everybody, man. Happy motherfucking Saturday, man. I hope you motherfuckers got through your work with ease, man. You know, my dogs, they've been dropping every day. So when you on your lunch break, or if you're on the East Coast, you're on your way home in your car, man, to get your fix, man. These brothers is making it as we get closer and closer to the motherfucking season. They got content 7 days a week, dog. You know, 2 and 3 times a day. You know what I mean? These brothers is not playing. So, you know, here it is, man. I'm proud to be on the Saturday morning show, man. We finna kick back, have your cereal, you know what I mean? Throw some cartoons on, split the screen cartoons with, you know, the Playmakers, and we finna rock, man. 100%. We finna talk about some BAP or no BAP. You know what I mean? Let's get it, bruh.
Hell yeah. And then you already know the host with the most is in the building. I don't know if he's Luigi, but we got Bogard Scott free in the building.
Can you dig it, sucker, sucker?
Can you dig it?
Now, can you dig that, sucker?
If you could dig it, I could dug it, my nigga.
Top of the morning. I am not Luigi today. Hey, listen, one of these mornings you're gonna catch Bogey. I'm gonna be up from the night before. Watch, it's gonna happen one of these days.
Yeah. Let's shout out the chat real quick before you let everyone know what we're doing today. So we got Hess in the chat. What up, bro?
What up?
Crispy in the house. What up? He said 10 p.m. in Texas. You mean 10 a.m., right?
Hey, listen, bro. Texas is a whole nother country, bro. He's in tomorrow.
And Song, what up, bro? He said, every day of my life, I get high. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Hi.
I get high.
We need to play that, bro. That should be knocking still, too, bro.
Hey, you ain't lying. I remember
Beat the whole block up with that shit.
That was one of those ones. We was up in the lab 419. And it was like, man, let's do a weed song and put it out tomorrow. You know what I mean? That was back in 2020. You know what I mean?
What's
really
up,
high.
Albert? That's my dog, Albert, man. What's up, bruh?
What up, Albert?
Up in there.
Man.
Yeah, Antonio. Yeah.
What up, birthday twin? Hey, my birthday twin, he's a hitter, bro. He was ready. Listen, bro, he goes off. You know what I mean?
Half man, half beast, man. It's only right.
We're gonna oh fuck. So Steezy autoed and then Johnny picked. And
did it auto? I forgot to look if it autoed him the all list. I was backstage blowing his phone up because I know he worked graveyard, so he might just barely went.
It autoed him twice, so I'm on the clock right now. I'll just push it off, you know, pretty much the whole 2 hours. Yeah, for him.
Yeah.
Let's see if he wants to switch because he got 2 IDPs in a row right there. This is a spot where people be cracking them off, but
yeah. But yeah, I mean, shit.
It looked like it was a little bit of beef in the chat yesterday too, bro.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of beef.
Oh yeah, it was so funny.
Listen,
let's talk about it. For those who don't know, we got our 32 team league going, and of course, there's always one stupid guy, you know, just in every league randomly. And I don't even want to say his name because he doesn't even deserve it.
Say it. Nah, I happen to have an issue with this guy before because the guy is like, I mean, you know, there's certain people that just when you know, we're pretty good at getting all walks of life together. Everybody gets along, you know what I mean? But like this guy, he doesn't play well with others. And it didn't take too long for 31 other individuals to be irritated by this dude. You know what I mean? Well, 30 because I was already on that side of things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it only took 3 rounds. That was it.
For real. And like the dude is just and here's another thing. And here's a word of advice, some playmaker advice right here. When you join a league, thoroughly check the settings
You know what I mean? So you're not asking questions looking like a dumbass, and there'll be 31 other motherfuckers correcting you. You know what I mean? Or
because everyone else, this is like the most serious league that any of us has ever been in. Like, why would you not know the settings of the fucking league?
And that's the thing too, is because I would safely assume when you're in this 32 team league, you're a degenerate because you joined a 32 team league. You know what I mean?
So it don't matter what the settings is, really.
Yeah, and when you are degenerate, you will check the settings just so you know which fighting style to fight with, right? Because when you're degenerate, you're like it's like mixed, it's like MMA. You know what I mean? It's like
Muay Thai, boxing, wrestling.
You know what I mean? Motherfuckers know every fantasy format to duel with, and this is a new one. And the dude, and then because long story longer, the dude auto drafts Hawkinson. It was a 2-hour clock. The day before that, he was the one guy trying to suggest we go 4-hour clock, perhaps even 8 hours. And he was talking about, I'm trying to look out for the 9-to-5ers, right? First of all, bro, he was trying to ask for yourself because the motherfucker, he's the only one that was auto drafting this motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he has no signal apparently of where he's at. But how convenient that the second the auto pick goes through, everything's like working fine.
Right.
And I even gave him a chance to make the pick. But everyone was waiting on him. So Antonio's right after him. He's literally waiting. And I'm like, we messaged, we both Bogey and me texted him. He got tagged in the chat multiple times. And
I don't even like dude, but I happen to have his number. So I text him because
fucking Tyrant. For everyone who doesn't know, it's fucking Tyrant. That's why we don't fuck with him anymore. This guy's an asshole, like for no reason. Like it turns from him auto picking to then him being like, oh, I wonder what's the over under on like how old your son's gonna be for getting a felony. And I was like, I didn't even know where the fuck that came from. That was just like so fucking random. But that's the reason why we don't fuck with them.
And here's the thing: is like, what the fuck kind of white privilege shit is that to say to a motherfucker, bruh? Oh, I wonder how. Like, it's like, I could have been a dickhead there and chimed in and been like, hey, I wonder how long before it takes for one of my guys to start pimping your daughter. Like, you know what I mean? That's equally fucked up. You know what I mean? But like, it feels good to be a better person. So, and I let 31 other individuals shit on them. You know what I mean?
And here's what it was. So Antonio was ready. Once he autoed, he locks in his pick, and then the next pick gets locked in, all within a couple minutes of him autoing. And Antonio picks Elijah Moore. And he auto drafted TJ Hawkinson, and he didn't see that Antonio got Elijah Moore. Maybe he did, and he was like, "Oh man, I wanted to get Elijah Moore." And I'm like, "Oh, he's already gone now. You can pick someone else."
Bad. Like,
can't be slacking.
That's that privilege shit I'm talking about, though, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like how, okay, we're gonna make an exception for you, and like I swear that comment about that, it still bothers me. Like, why would you say that comment? Like, under over how long it takes for your son to get a felony? Like the fuck, dude. Right. Like, listen, man.
Nobody really knows each other like that. Like in this league, like we only know each other from online. Yeah. I mean, there's only a few people who maybe met outside.
I would have been like, listen, it's about to be the moment my son sees you and shank your ass. Like, I mean, here's another thing too. Here's another playmaker, ironclad playmaker advice right here. Don't talk shit to people. Shit that you wouldn't say to them in real life, bro. It's no different when you're online. Motherfuckers, like, you don't want somebody there could be some psychopaths out here, bro, and just track your ass down. You know what I mean?
We all seen it online. If you watch World Star, you see that shit. Mm-hmm. You've seen it all the time.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And one more thing I want to say before we get on to cap or no cap. Excuse me, BAP or no BAP. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? As Song said, are you talking about Tyrant, the one that Bogey punked out on the show? Yeah. Yeah, we are. He wanted to be in the 32 team league for the longest time. So I thought maybe the smoke blew over. Maybe he wouldn't act like an asshole. And we only got 3 rounds in. And there was multiple people who were willing to like pay for him to get out of the league.
And here's the thing. I had a strong disdain for him personally on many levels. But when I checked his ass on the stream, it was fantasy. You know what I mean? Like he was that day, he was trying to talk about it was Tyreek Hill just got traded.
And the reason why all the beef happened is because there was too much borderline racist shit coming out of his mouth.
Yeah, bro. Even all the way to he called me racist when I was like, bro, that's some white privilege shit.
Get the fuck out.
Oh, you're racist. I'm like, wow, that's some racist shit to say. And he would just like constantly like stereotype us. Oh, you guys are thugs and this. I'm like, bro, if we were thugs,
why are you watching him, bro?
Like that.
Oh, my mama. You
Like,
watching this shit, you fucking with the Playmakers and the 420 crew based on they bring a whole other element than what's, you know what I mean, what's out there on the other side, you know what I mean? 100%.
I could talk fantasy like this.
but it's being delivered in a whole different way.
You know what? From now on, by golly, I'm going to deliver fantasy advice like this.
Exactly.
We're just going to talk like this.
That's it. That's all. Let's do it.
And we got a question from Jake from State Farm. All right.
Yeah.
Jake calling over there. And thanks for tapping in, Jake from State Farm.
Hey, Jake from State Farm, he's in my league, bro.
And before we get to his question, we got to bring out one of our homies who's repping the whole nation of Guru, Spencer the Guru in the building.
Hell
I knew we was forgetting somebody. I was like, hold on, wait a second. Where's my man, the Guru?
Woo! Good morning, fellas. Hungover as fuck, but we made it.
Okay, you got to let us know. Because
please.
We're going to run into situations like this, some hungover Saturday morning. Let us know about the night. What was Friday night for the Guru?
Oh,
we're going to get to you in a second, Jake.
Yeah, it was a NOLA night, man. You know, one of my first nights in NOLA as far as like really turning the fuck up. So like I was just on a whole nother wavelength, just like, oh my God. I literally just laid down in the yard, passed out for a while. And yeah, it was one of those nights. Fuck, dude. It was crazy. You know, woke up, my head spinning. I saw the group chat. I was like, oh, fuck, we got Playmakers this morning. I was like, damn. And I saw Peacock sex. I was like, yeah, same. Yeah, I'm going to be a little late, but I made it. So that's one of the things.
That's like the boys on Hangover when they went back to the wedding chapel. Man, did I get married?
Dude. Hey, I love how Buddy was missing a tooth and he removed it because he's a dentist.
He had to prove to everybody that he was a dentist.
Or doctor.
No, you're a dentist.
All right, before we jump into the cap or no cap. So Jake from State Farm, he said got a dynasty league, half PPR with contracts. CMC is available. Would you pursue CMC or Brees Hall? Well, I mean, with the contracts, I mean, it would help if we knew
Brees Hall
which one, but
and
I don't know.
It depends on if he's contending too, though.
Yeah.
If you're contending, I'm going C-Mac, bro.
Yeah. And you got a real shot. That's where you go.
And I mean, shit. Is there somebody on your bench with a shit contract that you might be able to move? Because I might try to make a move on both of them motherfuckers.
I never played contract fantasy football.
I want to try that out next year. I want to do it this year, but the shit got crazy. You know, I'm gonna start that next year. A dynasty league with contracts.
I remember I told Spencer, I said, man, I done a contract joint 1 year and I shared the team, and I said it went all bad. So I said, you know what? If Spencer does the contract dynasty league, I'm in that motherfucker. Because you know what I'm saying? That's another different fighting style. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, I wanted to make it unique, you know. So yeah, I'm gonna have to try that out next year.
Yeah, that shit is nuts. I mean, you know, especially if there's not a website that offers the salary and stuff. Because there was one, and I think that's why I didn't like it. I can't remember the website. Oh, it was the My Fantasy Life, I think.
Oh yeah, I was planning on doing it all like on a spreadsheet.
Yeah. I like that though.
Oh damn!
Yeah,
you're gonna take it old school.
That's what I was thinking, you know, because I didn't know any sites that would support it. So I was like, you know what, fuck it. I was just gonna take it in my own hands.
You know what?
Like I said, shit got crazy where I didn't have the time. But if I have the time next year, I'm fucking doing that shit.
I don't gotta have my own team. I could be the GM of someone's team.
There you go.
Hand out the salaries.
You're gonna want a team after a while.
You are the Frog
You're gonna want
Meringue
2 teams
of the GMM network. The capologist, the master, you motherfucker, you.
Antonio said that he's down.
Like the way fucking Loomis is with the Saints. Or
Mickey Loomis.
Yeah, the Actually, well, I'll tell you this: the secret about Mickey Loomis, Saints actually have a capologist, dude, that he's been working with Mickey Loomis for years. I mean, Mickey Loomis knows the cap, but you don't know it as well as that motherfucker.
I got one question for you. Mickey Loomis is the only motherfucker that didn't get suspended in Bounty Gate, huh?
Oh shit, for real though. You know why?
Ray Williams, Sean Payton.
He's the one who
only
paid.
right?
Hey, would you say that he paid off the right people? You know, he got all the money. You know, he's like, listen.
Yeah, he pulls the strings. He's the one that's closest with the Benson. So yeah, that would make sense.
Well, speaking of capology,
bro. Take off the head of the snake, the body will fall. He did not like Frank Gore, bro.
He didn't like that. Hey, yeah, he tried to get biblical on this, bro.
Oh, wow,
Hey,
wow.
you know what's funny too is there was another one. I mean, there was a few that year, right? There was a few, and whoever was the motherfucker in the building recording that shit and then releasing it, bro. Fuck that fool. That's a dirty vato on
He's
the
the
team,
6'9" of his generation.
right?
Snitch, bro.
Snitching on everybody.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck him.
All right, so check this out. You know what I mean? This episode, we're doing cap or no cap, or shout out to all my brothers out there. It's bees up. Bap over no bap. You know what I mean? So look at this. This is what we're doing. We're gonna come up with some scenarios, and we want everybody on the panel and all y'all in the chat to say whether it's cap or no cap, or it's bullshit or not. I'm gonna start this off. Cap or no cap. My man Brandon Ayuk gonna be the leading receiver on the Niners.
You know what, bro? Let me jump out on this one, fellas. Because just last time I was on camera on the Playmakers, I was dogging Ayuk. In the cap and the fucking rumors, or it ain't even no rumors, just him dominating camp right now is damn near one of the headlines of cap besides Trey Lance. 100%, you know. And just the last time I was on camera with y'all was probably about 2 weeks ago. It was a report that, Ayuk wasn't, you know what I mean, kind of like last year, but here it is now. And some of us fuck with Grant, some of us might not fuck with Grant, but I watch Grant. I fuck with Grant 100%. And then one of the first videos that I just seen of Grant, just to give a little bit backstory of it, him and Kinlaw got into it a couple months ago. It was real bad, but he's been objective about Kinlaw, even though Kinlaw been in and out of practice and whatnot, but he still showed a little bit of good in Kinlaw. So we getting back to Ayuk. Ayuk is out there dominating. And Ayuk will be, I don't know if he will be the leading receiver, bro. Let's do like that. If Debo, even though Debo hit for 1,400 yards, Ayuk is a real number one receiver, bro. He's shown it, bro. 100%,
if anybody
bro.
knows off the top how many yards after the catch Debo had out of his 1,400 receiving, I know it's a gang of them because he was
probably
second,
900. Shit,
he was second in the league in yak after Cooper Kupp. So a lot of it, and then Ayuk's a guy, he's gonna get down the field. So it's gonna be a lot more air yards for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm gonna I think Ayuk is definitely gonna bounce back somewhat, and I think he could end up leading them in receiving, but I'm gonna say cap though, because you not only got Debo there, you got George Kittle. And don't forget about Kittle, bro. I mean, George Kittle, if he's healthy, he could very well fuck around and lead that team in receiving yards. So between Kittle and Debo, I think Ayuk, I'm gonna say he ends up second, because I feel like either Debo or Kittle, one of them could end up hurt and fuck around and not get as many. But I'd say as far as leading, one of them motherfuckers is gonna lead it to where Ayuk doesn't get, he doesn't have quite the target market share as the other two.
So Debo had 780 yards after the catch.
Half of them.
You got me.
Damn.
Over half
was
was
good shit.
after the catch.
So I said 900, 800. So damn.
I mean, Cooper Kupp had 846. So I mean, he's only 66 yards, outside of that.
But see, and another thing too, though, bro, like how Bogey just said about the air yards, Ayuk can go downfield, and Trey Lance will push the ball downfield. Unlike Jimmy, which he has gotten the ball to Ayuk in his rookie year. You know what I mean? Ayuk was a force going down the stretch in his rookie year, but that was with the mixture of quarterbacks and all that.
Yeah, with the Mullins,
A whole bunch of them.
The only way I'm getting behind this, because this is cap for sure. I mean, unless we got some injuries.
Thank you, Hus.
that happened. I mean, that's why he balled out. Well, I mean, what was it, 2 years ago at this point? And why why everybody thought that he was going to be the dude. I mean, kind of like Amon-Ra St. Brown, last year, where just like addition by subtraction. One thing I'll say about Ayuk, though, I mean, we know that he's ready to fight. We know he's ready to scrap and claw, for those receptions. The thing is, though, he is not the smartest when it comes to who he's trying to fight. And, like you hear about him.
Yeah, he was trying to squab with Fred Warner.
Like, come on, man.
So look, though. So the backstory about that is
Yeah,
him and
there's a
Warner got
backstory.
into it first, and then Warner tried to punk one of the other receivers, so he came up in there. He trying to show a little bit of toughness. 100%, man. Ayuk, man, I hate to have down the brother about, 2 weeks ago. You know what I mean? Especially the way that I seen the other receivers in.
Man, I should have traded him from you, bro.
Also, another thing is that Jennings is not having a good camp, so that's another reason why Ayuk is going to be able to insert himself into getting a whole lot more action. And then we haven't seen what the target share going to look like because this is Lance's first full 16, 17 games under him. So we don't know if he's going to go favor Debo or if he's going to favor Kittle, but we know that he got a plethora of weapons, so it's going to be anybody that can pop. But my thing is Ayuk is going to see a lot less of the dominant coverage because we know what Debo done did, bro.
Yeah. And sometimes if you have Kittle moved around on the formation, they might
it's a chess piece.
Yeah, they'll you know what I mean? Like you gotta watch Kittle too. There's so many other he could be the third option that goes unnoticed, and being the third option goes unnoticed, gets open. You know what I mean? He could see a lot of volume. He's coming off of what, 800 for the year.
He don't even need a lot of volume the way that he go downfield, bro. Especially what the coverage is going to be. Is if Debo is a main, just nothing but receiver this year, bro, it's going to help out George Kittle and all the other receivers, bro.
Yeah,
100%. He's not going to be though, because now they got those what's it called, the incentives in his contract. That's really all he wanted, was to be able to get paid for putting in the rush work also.
Yeah, no, definitely. But if the 49ers are smart, they're not going to let him hit them incentives. And we just heard about people not reaching incentives. Well, one of the podcasts that I was watching, I don't know if it was I Am Athlete or The Pivot, one of them motherfuckers, but they was just talking about, players was talking about motherfucker, the coaching staff and GM letting it be known, man, don't let this motherfucker hit 1,000 yards. I mean, we just seen AD do it last year. Oh, everything.
We got a question from Albert, but before we do that, we got to bring out the last host of the show. Our man Peacock is in the building.
Yo, what's up, guys? A little late, but I'm here. Not as hungover as I thought, but it definitely took me a while to wake up.
I was more hungover than I thought.
Welcome to the first Saturday edition, Saturday morning cartoon jump off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you killed that. You killed
that
thumbnail, bro.
It's not too bad.
Thumbnail's fucking lit.
Little ambitious with the start time for me this morning.
And we're on the central time.
That motherfucker crazy, bro.
There it goes for everyone who didn't see it.
That motherfucker crazy.
Fucking
Yeah,
dope,
that shit
bro.
dope.
Yeah, I jumped off. I got in the zone yesterday at work for a while.
That's one of my favorite ones. I ain't gonna lie.
Scooby Dooby Doo, fucking the Ninja Turtles. Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's it
reminds me
right
of my
there.
childhood.
That's the army
That's it
right there.
Yeah, I was like, it would look funny if we put our faces on the Ninja Turtle bodies. So I was like, I gotta get some with the Ghostbusters, because I did Scooby Doo, but they have too many girl members.
All right, I know Bogey's got a lot of thoughts about this. So Albert asked, do you think the Raiders trade Josh Jacobs before the season starts?
They put his ass
what's crazy is
This, I mean, it's a New England-esque approach because their GM and their head coach came from New England, right? And this time last year, it was like the first week of preseason, actually. So, almost a year ago, they were showcased. You had Sony Michel out there, and he was out there with the ones. Then he was still out there with the twos, and we were like, what is going on? And they were throwing him the ball and all kind of shit. And then it was like they were showcasing him, because then he ended up getting traded to the Rams. The Rams were in need, if y'all remember, because Cam Akers just went down. So it made sense in hindsight. But so right now, it doesn't make sense to me why Jake was out there. And maybe it'll make sense if he gets traded in hindsight. And then, I mean, so there you go. Cap or no cap. I guess we can go to that. Cap or no cap. You think Josh Jacobs getting traded?
Yeah.
I would say it's Cap. I mean, he's a good enough back for them to. Who else do they have there? I mean, they would have to trade for another. Who did they draft? I know they have a whole bunch of just guys behind him there. Maybe they could probably pick up the
Samir White, Kenyon Drake.
Yeah, well, okay.
Brandon Bolden. But
Right. If if experience tells us, just like how you just said with the how New England takes their approach in their running back system, look at what New England is doing right now. They're phasing out Damian Harris. You know what I mean? You know, and that's kind of like how what they're doing with Josh Jacobs. This is a first round pick that didn't get the 5th-year option picked up, and you throw him out in the Hall of Fame game. Are you serious? What if he goes down with an ACL?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, damn, that's insulting. Throwing him out the Hall.
And they targeted him too.
And see, in the New England system, if you don't have a Corey Dillon, who else did they have that was a fucking legend? If it's not one of those guys, it's somebody that I'm missing. But Corey Dillon got a Super
I remember
Bowl
Corey Dillon.
on my mama. He come from Cincinnati and he was fucking balling, bro. 100. If it's not a main name at running back, then I mean Fred Taylor. They went and got Fred Taylor. Fred Taylor, a Hall of Fame back.
I mean, when you look at how Josh McDaniels operated all those years in New England, like, you know, he would have a bruiser back, you know, LeGarrette Blount, and then have a James White to complement someone catch out of the backfield, whatnot. They kind of had that over there with a Zamir White and or Kenyon Drake, you know what I'm saying? But Zamir White being like the bruiser type. So maybe
Abdullah's probably going to be that guy. Drake's probably going to get phased out of there.
Abdullah's
here's why I say Drake.
Because
Drake is paid.
I didn't know Abdullah.
Yeah,
Drake
he got a 2-year deal last year for only like $9 million.
But
you
still,
know what I mean?
why
But see,
wouldn't
what
they
it
use
is it's a bargain deal. See what them
Nah,
is,
but he is coming
they
off
can
an
spend
ACL too.
they rather spend their money elsewhere on their team than at that running back position. And that's one of my main points. You know what I mean? Here it is, Josh Jacobs, first round pick, 5th year didn't get picked up. He gonna want the bag. You know what I mean? And he damn near deserved the bag because he's been consistent damn near his whole career.
I will say this, man. I think it's cap because because I still think it's like, why wouldn't they hella use him and run him into the ground then? You know what I mean? If you don't have no quarrels of you know, not picking up his option, he's making only $4 million. Let's just kill his ass.
His draft capital.
Yeah, I'm with
draft capital
and get the production out of him.
You know, one of the main things in New England, they always kept draft capital. They don't just have 7 picks every year. They might have, you know, 3 picks in the first 3 rounds, but they gonna have 5 and 6, 7 picks in the last 4, 5, 6, 7 rounds.
Yeah,
for real. You know, they stockpile picks, bro. They value picks than like no other franchise. I mean, even Pittsburgh, you know, they build through the draft, bro. They don't build through free agency.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And I was talking to Bogey about this just offline, and they're just gonna make him earn everything. Like there's no free meals, you know, for Josh Jacobs with this new regime.
In a car, man, and they're not going to make it. They're not going to give him anything. Jesus Christ, extend the poor kid, man. He was in the car.
Well, he could still get extended, but I think it's the new regime. It didn't already happen, so it's like, why would they just do it without seeing them put in the work? They may have to pay him more for waiting now, but that's kind of is what it is.
That may happen, you know, because he's the kind of guy who's he's not a slouch, you know, like he's going to go in there, he'll put in the work, and he'll give you decent numbers. So, I mean, they're not going to be able to pick up a running back just off the street, you know, if something happens. It's somebody you got to keep on that squad, and then hopefully, you know, he proves enough to the new regime to where they can, you know, give him a decent enough deal and he sticks around. Otherwise, you know, it's not a trade, trade bait. He's going to get cut and then picked up by somebody else. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, I think what'll happen, I think he'll play out this year, you know, on the contract here, and then I think it comes down to how Zamir White looks. You know, Zamir White looks really good, and they'll say, all right, Josh, you're out of here. We're going with the younger cat. But if Zamir White looks like shit, then they might offer Josh Jacobs an extension, which a lot of, you notice this offseason, that was the theme of it. A lot of running backs that hit free agency thought they could go elsewhere. But, for example, like Rashad Penny back with Seattle, Melvin Gordon back with Denver. So it wouldn't shock me at all if Jacobs ends up back with the Raiders. So I'm going to say cap that he gets traded. I definitely think he at least at the minimum finishes the year with him.
Nobody wants these aging running backs anymore. Like, I mean, unless they fit into your system, you know, perfectly, like a Raheem Mostert, you know, going over to Miami. It should be a perfect fit, you know, for him if he's healthy. But yeah, no one wants an aging fucking running back anymore. Like, man, you're just going to draft like 2 or 3 of those guys next year in the draft. And
but just to Josh Jacobs' defense, he is only 25 years old, so he's still, you know, looking for his second contract. He ain't on his second contract. And then with him only hitting for only like almost 900 yards last year on the ground, you know, the motherfucker did have 50 receptions. You know what I mean? So in his defense, if he can get over a K in rushing and hit that in that threshold of 50 receptions, you know, and 8 to 10 TDs, he's going to make a case for himself to get paid no matter where he at. He can do that.
I'm amongst the crowd that thinks he's really getting hated on for no reason. Because
yeah, definitely, he's definitely a great bargain pick, especially if you get him as your third running back.
I don't think the receptions will be there this year with the addition of Devontae, and then if everybody else is also healthy. I mean, the reason why he had, I think, so many receptions was because everybody else was hurt for stretches of time last year with Waller and and then nobody else. Like, who the hell else was on the damn team to catch the ball? So
Right. Yeah, last year, for them to do what they did last year, you know, we got to go back to Gruden. We got to go back to Ruggs.
Didn't they?
110 games? Yeah, I think so, bro.
It's crazy.
Facts.
I mean, the Colts dropped that one to them, bro. They shouldn't have been that. It should have been the Colts in the playoffs, but stupid.
Nah, man, fuck the Colts, man. Fuck the Colts.
They fucked up. Couldn't beat the Jaguars in week 17.
Right?
That's exactly why Carson Wentz got shipped out of there. It's funny. If they'd have won that shit, they'd probably still have Carson Wentz, and no telling where Matt Ryan would have ended up.
The Colts, they're always the division favorites, the division darlings, and then they shit themselves just as bad as the Texans or anybody else in this division.
Yeah, facts.
Y'all
the
ready for
Texans
another
or the
one?
Titans that fuck around and win that fucker.
Hey,
They
is that
never
on my
get it
shit,
done.
though?
They got Vrabel now, like that's why the Titans are good. Like the Titans are some shit, but Vrabel knows what he's fucking doing. He's a good coach.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Hey, Vrabel will get in a bar fight with his team. He'll be like, "Fuck these guys over there." Let's go.
Vrabel, defensive coordinator for 2 seasons, man. We're awesome then.
Yeah. I mean, that was the 2 years y'all got rid of Romeo Crennel, right? And then he took over for that little bit.
And I went to the press box, like to the main, like up top, you know.
Yeah, and then Romeo Crennel did his. I mean, what's his name? Vrabel.
Yeah, Vrabel did his thing from the sideline, but he also coached some of the special teams and shit. Anyways, he's a dog, man. He's a badass coach. He's a guy you'd like to play for.
Yeah, they said like he'll be when they're doing hit drills and shit like that. He's the one holding the bag. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And then he's blasting fools. You know when they come up. You know what I mean?
I'll never forget when they were drafting from home and shit, and they showed his house, and like I don't know if it was his kids or who it was, but somebody was like taking a shit in the background.
Oh, yeah. Hey, there was a dude. He was wearing a singlet. He was like a joke dude, and he had he had the door open,
And he's taking a dump. He's looking at his phone.
Hey, the best moments come sometimes when you're on the shitter, bro.
I mean,
Oh,
shit.
my
That's where I handle all my best work. You know what I mean?
Man, and I got to take my phone because if sometimes I forget, you know what I mean? So I got to have the notes on the iPhone, man. Let me write this shit down, man, before I forget.
All right. Okay, I got another one for y'all. Unless y'all got one, because I got a few.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Run it.
Cap or no cap, Patrick Mahomes will produce 2 top 24 receivers in fantasy. And when I say 2 top 24, I'm talking about WR2s. Cap or no cap?
I guess I'll go with Cap because I feel like, with Tyreek Hill, it was just Tyreek Hill and Kelsey. I kind of think, we talked about this the other day, Bogard, I'm kind of thinking it's going to be Juju and Travis Kelsey. I'm not saying Juju's going to do Tyreek Hill shit, but excuse me, I think that the most he'll
he's cartoon drunk.
yeah, for real. Or the fucking hiccups, bro. Fucking me up. But yeah, I just don't see like MVS or Sky 2Y or Nicole Hardman really getting enough looks to really go off. Yeah, it's probably gonna happen another time or two. But anyway, I just think Juju and Kelsey are gonna be the focal points and are gonna be I think Juju there goes again, could easily be top 24. But MVS and them boys.
To the liquor.
Yeah, I don't see MVS and them boys being consistent enough.
Yeah, I'm gonna say BAP too. I don't think that, like how Spence was just saying, it's gonna be motherfucking Juju and Kelsey that get close to 1,000. Well, I mean, Kelsey, he gonna hit 1,000, but Juju, he could hit 900, 1,000 yards. But Juju, he gonna be a red zone target as well. And for maybe MVS or Sky Moore or fucking Miko, they gonna have to hit for close to 900 as well. So he gonna Mahomes is gonna have to have 3 motherfuckers hit 1,000 yards, and I don't see that happening because there's too many mouths to feed over there. You know what I mean?
What's so
So
crazy
to produce,
is, this is why this one was interesting, because there is a case that could be made, like if they're gonna be, a 650 or maybe 640 pass attempt team, because I feel like the run is really taking a back seat with the personnel they got. You know what I mean? It just seems like they're just gonna throw the ball a ton, a lot of 4 wide receiver sets. And like we have seen someone like Jared Goff, who's Goffle, produce multiple WR1s. And then we've seen someone like a Teddy Roosevelt produce 2 WR2s, and then another guy who was 25 overall that year. So it's basically like, you know what I mean, 3 WR2s. So we've seen stuff like this happen, and the pass volume's there, but it's like it's hard to pinpoint who would be the second guy outside of Juju. You know what I mean?
No, facts. And I understand your point though, but if you said Teddy, you said Goff, so Goff had Cup and motherfucking Robert Woods. You know what I mean? When you say Teddy, he did it in Denver.
No, he did it in Carolina the one year he was there.
With Robbie Anderson and motherfucking DJ Moore.
And Curtis Samuel.
So, I mean, but see, to me, I don't think that those duels of receivers is what Mahomes has now, because you still got to throw in Kelsey.
You
know what I mean?
Exactly.
And then you got
they didn't have a tight end
already
in
established,
Carolina.
even though we didn't see Juju take a little
CMC
bit of
got hurt.
the emoji with the blue sign, the stock sign, or whatever the fuck that shit is. he has taken the stock down for his last couple of years, but he's gonna command a lot of targets this year for sure. You know what I mean? It's just that MVS, a Sky Moore, and a Miko is just not as proven to me as a Cooper Kupp or a Robert Woods or a DJ Moore and a Robbie Anderson, because you got to remember what Robbie Anderson did in New York. You know what I mean? Robbie Anderson ain't no slouch.
He's the number one.
100%.
Okay, let me ask Hutz.
Other dudes outside of Juju and Kelsey, I don't think, I mean, they can, but, I'm going to just say BAP on this one, bro.
Okay, Hutz, let me ask you, because you're you like taking late round shots at a Mecole Hardman. Do you think, is there a shot for a Mecole to be at the wow receiver, like, and be that second guy with Juju? Because like we all think Mahomes will get close to like 5,000 yards passing, right? What is he? He's like 4,500 yard passer on average, basically. You know what I mean? So there's going to be some 1,000-yard receivers here, maybe even 3. Like, can Mecole be that? Can he be one?
I'm going to say no. I mean, I bet it gets really close to that. I bet he gets somewhere in like the 850 to like 999 range. I mean, it's going to be the TDs, like if they really use them that way, and the receptions. But yeah, I don't think he's going to finish as a top 24. I mean, I'll say top 36 for Mecole. So I mean, I think he's going to be one of those like flex guys who could get used on a normal basis. But I don't think he's going to be a WR2. So I'm going to cap that.
Because you know what? Here's another thing. I'm gonna say it's cap too, but here's one thing I want to point out is like there was what 26,000-yard receivers last year, something like that.
Go double check it. It was between 22 and 26.
Might have been 23 or 26. Those numbers are like ringing in my head. But I'm saying, so it's like that's almost a prereq just to get into the top 24. You gotta have
25.
25.
There we go.
So the top 24 all had at least
Christian Kirk only missed it by a couple of yards. He was the 26th receiver.
But I don't think every single top 24 receiver in the top 24 had 1,000 yards.
Oh yeah, okay. You're looking at the fantasy.
Yeah, nah. DK had 969. I mean 967. Other than that, I think everybody did, bro.
Yeah, because DK had a handful of tugs to put him up there, right?
Right. He had 12 TDs, but he had 967 yards. And I'm going down the list. Oh, wait. Oh, St. Brown. St. Brown had 912. So it was 2 in the top 25 that 24. Didn't have 1,000 yards.
Well, there was so the number was right. It was
literally once you get right outside that top 25, I mean that's it. All the 1,000-yard receivers are gone.
Okay, that's some good insight right there, because that means like those WR3s, they're all separated by a little bit. You know what I mean? They're all jammed up in there.
And then to go another little bit deeper, you would want to go in the top 25. How many of these are teammates? So you got Higgins and Chase, you know what I mean? Keenan and Mike Will, you know what I mean? And those are exposing high powered offenses and shit like that. You know what I mean?
And it's kind of concentrated for what it's worth. It is concentrated predominantly to Higgins and Chase. And even though Boyd is
Lockett and DK.
Yeah.
Lockett and DK. The concentrated target market share does make a big deal. So if Mahomes is going to spread the ball around a lot, like I think, then we're probably not going to see a 2 top 24 guys. Maybe
one more. Let's go.
It might even have hard for Juju to squeeze in there if he ain't getting like hella tugs.
Yeah, that's facts. Juju's no guarantee.
Mike Evans and Godwin.
And Joe Burrow had 3.
Mike Evans and Godwin are going to miss time, so there might be 2 spots open too.
Michael Thomas and Chris Olave.
31.
Oh, no.
Boyd was 31.
Yep. Fucking Tyler Boyd was the 31st ranked wide receiver last year.
People are really sleeping on Tyler Boyd too.
He's like falling through the cracks. He's in like that Jarvis Landry range, or like those forgotten slot receivers.
Yeah. I'd rather have Tyler Boyd than Hunter Renfrow at this point because, you know what I mean?
He get Boyd at a value. Renfro's his ADP.
Yeah, there is a real thing. It is a real thing that Josh McDaniels is like,
this is the greatest white slot receiver I've ever had. Like, you know what I mean? He always had these wee little guys, and now he has this.
Yeah, Wes Welker, Julian Edelman.
Yeah, and now he got a giant. You know what I mean?
And Crispy saying, don't sleep on Watkins. And I don't know if this is a troll post or not. He said Chiefs are going to run the ball. I don't think so. I do not think so.
Bullshit. Yeah, he's just trying to scare me because I got Mahomes in the 32-man league.
He said,
crispy, bro. Chiefs are gonna
run the ball more. Hey, listen, okay. How about that on the spot? No cap, a cap or no cap. They have an RB2.
I don't think so.
That's too much hating.
Cap.
Or maybe is it that they have an RB2 for at least like 4 or 5 weeks, like out of the season? I don't think that they get a finisher inside the top 24.
MUCEH.
Hey, double barrel Daryl finished 20th last year, bro.
Because
who had 1,000 yards? It wasn't 1,000 in one part of his game. It was 500 and 500.
Give me fucking Isaiah Pacheco. Let's go.
Give me motherfucking Jerick McKinnon.
Give me Scott.
You guys got the same name.
There's going to be somebody random on that team.
Yeah,
Patrick Mahomes is going to run for 1,000 yards.
Double barrel Daryl, man, that's a fucking tongue twister, man. You motherfuckers.
Double barrel Daryl.
Hey, but man, you had a quiet season last year, bro, for sure.
Yeah,
that's what they're searching for. I don't think they're searching for a guy to touch the ball 20 times, 15 rushes, and five fucking targets. You know what I mean? They want a guy that's gonna, come out the backfield, run the ball a little bit. You know what I mean? Change the pace. But when you got a Mahomes, you know what I mean, a Josh Allen. They're like damn near the same quarterback in the same fucking system. Push the ball downfield. We don't need a motherfucker to run 20, even though, some of us might want that, but I don't think that's what they're looking for, bro. They're just looking for motherfuckers to help keep them chains going in certain, the way that the game flow is going.
He had 1,000 total yards, 558 on the ground, and then 452 receiving on 47 receptions, and then 8 touchdowns.
100%, bro. On my mama. Undrafted guy that you got off the wire last year.
Yeah,
bro.
LSU boy. Yep. Shout out to Double Barrel.
Hey, I kept saying that all year last year. I'm like, man, he's the better LSU running back they got.
Yeah. CEH LSU too. Yeah, and Double Barrel outperformed him.
So Nick said Rojo will score 10 touchdowns this year. I believe that until I saw the projected 54, 53 man roster for the Chiefs, and he wasn't even on it.
Hey, who said that? Nick said that. So
that in the chat.
Reason why Nick said that, and I'm not too mad at that of the 10 TD like type, because they have gave CEH a lot of touches down in that area to where a motherfucker can benefit, but CEH, he was just so unlucky in his.
He was so little. You mean?
You know what I mean? So if a motherfucker do get lucky, somebody can benefit like that because they are in that area. You know what I mean? And CEH has got the touches down there. He just couldn't finish.
And Albert asked Bogey if he's buying into the Pacheco hype.
Fuck yeah, I'm leading that bandwagon, bro.
Yeah, you got him in all the dynasty joints.
I got him in all my dynasties. He's one of those, and because here's the thing, it's funny when like you come across shit that means like nothing to everybody else, but it means something to you, right? Like for me, I was just watching YouTube, bro, and some shit popped in my feed about Chiefs rookie mini camp. And it was all the little backstories on all the rookies they got. And this kid Pacheco, first of all, he's built like a running back I would want in an Andy Reid system, right? He's kind of built similar to like a Kareem Hunt, you know what I mean? Like, because Andy Reid been having all these little fuckers running around, you know what I mean? They ain't handling, you know what I'm saying? And like this kid could pass pro. First, he was killing the pass pro coming out of college, and like he got drafted by the Dolphins, right? So he gets a phone call and he can't hear anybody and said Miami. And then like they said, hello. Yeah, this is the Miami Dolphins or whatever. And he's like, man, he thought it was Cap. He's hung up, bro. So and this was like 7th round or whatever it was. And then the Chiefs, I don't know if the Chiefs I can't remember if they got him undrafted or if they got him at the back end of that 7th round.
Yeah, I think they got him at the end, back end.
Yeah, so then he ends up with the Chiefs and he's happier than a motherfucker. And like he's from Jersey. And he got siblings that were there. He has a sister and a brother, and both of them were murked, bro. And like, it's just his backstory is crazy. Like, and like, like he's just one of those fools that's hella grateful. He's like, man, I'm willing to work all the way from the bottom. He's like, I'll play special teams, this, that. And he's slick too, because every time you get him in front of a camera, he's always talking about, yeah, I can't wait to pass pro for Patty. Like, you know what I mean? He just throwing that out there. Like, it's like, hey, what do you want to? So what do you want to eat for breakfast, Isaiah? Man, I can't wait to pass pro. Like, listen, man, every chance.
He can't wait to do it. Shout out to one of the guys MJD did to motherfucking Sean Merriman. He want to get on the highlight tape,
right? Hey, JD was to shred the blitz, bro. MJD.
Hey, what was Sean Merriman's nickname? Lights out. Pop, 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 pop. He wasn't doing it on that motherfucker right there.
Yeah. MJD peeled him back. That was funny.
Fucked him up, bro.
That's like the highlight of all highlights, bro. For MJD, at least, you know what I mean?
Hey. But another thing, like how Terrell Davis got on the field, special teamer. They was playing in Japan, and that motherfucker was a gunner, and he woke somebody game up, and he woke up his daddy Shanahan. Oh, hey, the motherfucker
said he wanted to leave at halftime.
Hey, Spencer, Jim Rome called the Daddy Shanahan the lobster.
Oh yeah,
hella red.
yeah.
He do be hella red though.
But yeah, they got a nickname up though on special teams. Pacheco, man. All they take is just that one play. Victor Cruz in preseason, bro, going yay. You know what I mean? These motherfuckers, man, all they take is just that one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think it's a good segue. I got a cap or no cap for y'all about this Romeo Dubs hype, man. Cap or no cap, Romeo Dubs ends up being Aaron Rodgers' go-to rookie receiver instead of Christian Watson.
I'm gonna say it's no cap, bro, because Aaron Rodgers, he has a history of like what he says that's opposite from the media is what you want to buy into. Like the media be like, oh, Sammy Watkins is gonna be a big focal point, this and that, and then it's like Aaron Rodgers gets in the camera, he's like, yeah, you guys gotta look out for this Romeo Dubs kid. I can't believe he fell that far in the draft. Like, he's saying this. I remember going back to the 2017 offseason. Everybody was talking about like, oh, it's gonna be Ty Montgomery and this and that. And then like, all the fantasy sharps that year were like, oh, it's gonna be Jamal Williams, just get Jamal Williams. And then I saw an interview with Aaron Rodgers in training camp, and he was like, man, y'all need to see what this Aaron Jones kid could do. You know what I mean? So I was grabbing Aaron Jones everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's kind of similar, bro. You know what I mean? He's talking up Dubs, or I guess it's Dobbs, because I guess apparently he's correcting people now. Yeah, he's like, no,
it's Dobbs, not Dubs.
Yeah, it's
Dubois.
I like that version, Dubois.
I like the better one.
Yeah,
Romeo Dubois.
Hey, and he's out in Nevada though, right?
Yes, he was Carson Strong's.
Yeah.
So look, Nate Burleson, I think Nate Burleson won the Fred Biletnikoff, or it was top 3 in Fred Biletnikoff when he came out to Detroit. You know what I mean? He's out of Nevada. You know, they're known for having some dudes on the under that can produce, bro. And I'm going to say that it's no bap that he is, you know, and it's damn near by default that he's out there balling right now because
Watson
everybody else is hurt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He making an impression, and he out there, you know, he making it happen for himself. You know, these dudes that don't go in the top 3 rounds, they have to make a name for themselves every opportunity they get, because first of all, if everybody healthy, then they not getting a lot of reps with the main motherfuckers.
Yeah,
Now this
Watson's
boy
not
in there,
there right now.
he making
He's out.
making a whole thing for his opportunity that he getting 100%. Now he might snatch that motherfucker, and they need it too, though. You know, other motherfuckers is gone.
That'd be great because I don't have Watson anywhere in Dynasty, and I do have Dobbs. So
yeah, I ain't got Watson nowhere. Neither. I got one share Dubois too, bro.
I see.
Yeah, I got to share a Watson.
You scooped him up like a month ago. Guccini, I seen you. What was it, the nasty, or was it the
the hard to start?
Hard to start Dynasty. I was like,
he was floating out there, bro.
Because it's such a shallow bench, right? I was like,
right
on the Josh Palmer. I'm like,
fucking hey, bro.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna say, I think I'm gonna go with y'all and say no cap, because you know, I think the Dubs Dubois, whatever we call him, like he's getting those reps right now, and to where we know Watson, I think Watson can end up having the better like stretch run, but as far as like season stats, I feel like Dubs is gonna get the dub in that regard, because he's getting the reps in right now, and those reps are really valuable, especially for rookies with Aaron Rodgers, who tends not to trust rookies. So when he's, like Bogard said, when he's gassing up a rookie, you should listen, like with Aaron Jones. So I was thinking cap, but honestly, I've been saying cap. All the scenarios I've been like cap, but that one had me thinking, and I'm honestly like, I was torn on it. That's why I threw it out on to get y'all's takes. But I'm kind of on the no cap train, man. I think Dubs will get enough to at least be there, probably their number 2. I think he definitely outproduces Watkins and Watson. The only one I see outproducing him is Lazard.
And that motherfucker, he ain't no Amiri Rodgers, no Randall Cobb like type. That guy's 6'2", 6'1".
Yeah, that's a big fucker. He might be the new Devontae Adams.
100%. If he can run routes, bro, you know what I mean? Make Jair. If he's making Jair do a little Watusi, you know what I mean, or the Thiz dance or something, you know what I mean? You know, he might got action, bro. My mama, 100%.
You do like this. Put it look on my face like I smelled some piss.
For real, he out there making him dance. You know what I mean? And Jair is the best of the best.
And you know what's crazy too is that one highlight reel. I remember I saw it on the TV. I kept rewinding it back. I was like, oh, you know, where he burned a DB, and I was like, okay, that wasn't Jair. Because if it was Jair, I was about to jump out the window,
out the roof.
I was about to be like, listen, Romeo does start making all these proclamations.
But and here's another thing too, is like,
because with Rodgers, it's a trust thing. You know, MVS, he would drop the ball a lot, bro. Like literally. You know what I'm saying? And when you
literally see Rodgers talking shit to him,
and you would see Rodgers flashing on him.
Yeah. And look at this. And if you look at Chiefs camp right now, you know what they're saying? That he dropping balls. You know what I mean?
And
MVS.
And then, like, you know what? If you look at how Rodgers has played, or you know, with the type of personnel that he has had around him since he's been the quarterback, you know, after Favre. If you go back like a Greg Jennings,
Jordy.
Who else was with Greg Jennings, bro?
Oh yeah, before Jordy, who was it? It was Greg.
Even leading
Donald
up to Jordy,
James Jones,
James Jones, 10 TDs. You know what I mean, out the bay. But that's the type of body he favors.
Yeah, San Jose.
That's the point that I was trying to make. All those guys that he had, he favors those big body light type, or the Randall Cobb that's coming underneath. It's not a MVS. Or, you know, it's not going down there all the time like
except for when it was Jordy Nelson.
Yeah, but see, Jordy was
a
bigger like type dude too, though.
But I'm saying, talking about like as far as like the outside burner too. Like he happened to be a big dude too, but and he was
getting a lot of over the middle work too, though.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying no, legit track speed. You know what I mean? Like he was. But you're right though. They didn't move him around all in the formation. I'm just saying though, like he was,
because that's just how you get the accuracy up, though, right? I mean, we're talking about some of the most accurate QBs in the league, and I mean, you're not you're not putting it up there because you're taking what I mean. I don't think anyone takes more than 20%. Shots like downfield. Like I don't even know. Yeah, it's more in the mid range and more in the short range.
Before Steph Curry, a 3-point shot was not a high percentage shot. Layups and all that shit in the key is high percentage shot. So just like a quarterback down the field is not a high percentage stroke. Short and mid range is like Huss is talking about, with your completion percentage, you know what I mean? But when you got a generational talent like Aaron Rodgers, you know what I mean? Down the field shots are just damn near as accurate as every other throw on the field.
Yeah, I ain't lying.
I gotta know Bapper.
Let's go.
So last year, with all the top running backs getting hurt, you know what I mean? It was lightweight to me, the season of the receiver. You know what I mean? You had a lot of receivers that just went Yankee and helped them out. A lot of motherfuckers get to where they wanted to be, bruh. Is this the year that we back to the year of the running back, where the running back dominates us getting to our fantasy championships?
No. Like, I mean, I've been on this. I've been on this train for the longest time. Like I would just I would always save like the back when we were doing the live drafts all the time. I would always save the picture. And then at the end of the year, I'd look and see like how many running backs were drafted that even were on like playoff teams. And the number would always astound me like every single year because these running backs, they just go down. And it doesn't matter the time. It's just going to happen. It's inevitable. It sucks. That's why you got to be working the waiver wire like a motherfucker, because I've been saying it always that the RB2 in some of these like, leagues with 3 wide receivers, like that's almost it could be the weakest spot on your team and you could replace that almost the easiest.
Yeah, bro. I mean, there's so many.
That's a tough one, man. That's a tough one.
It's crazy because there's so much depth at receiver this year. Like more than ever, right? And then, but so it's like, for running back heavy enthusiasts, it's like a great time. But I'm also okay with going heavy receiver early and just, or maybe even hero RB. And then because I still like those mid, like I just want I want to try to pack in a pass catchers in every spot I got. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, if I have a running back like early, it's probably because he's a pass catcher too. You know what I mean? Otherwise, because I'm trying to be as risk avert for the 14-week regular fantasy season stretch. I need to make it happen because Like a lot of times last year, I had some teams that where I was still, I'm going heavy RB. I end up making a lot of trades early because I started I'm not liking my receivers. Like, man, I got 3 wide receivers set. I got all these running backs. I'm like, okay, I got to flip. I got to start flipping shit. You know what I mean? And
Nick said it right here. You need 3 great wide receivers more than you need 2 running backs, in my opinion.
I still want to have 2 solid running backs, 3 maybe, but I just don't think I'm going to get the 3 early like I used to. You know what I mean? I used to be like in a single QB. I'm probably still be my. I still probably get like 2 out of the 3 picks in the beginning would probably be running backs, but I'm not opposed to the receivers early, bro. So and it's because I don't think the running backs are gonna come through and dominate again, like 2017 or what years have we saw was like that 20.
Well, you remember it was either 2014. It was either
2017, 18, 19 were crazy for running backs.
It was either 2014 or 2015 where like the top
14 were up. Yeah. Oh, you talking about the top drafted?
Yeah. Where the
2015.
ADP. Okay, yeah, where the top ADP. It was like AB, Julio, Hopkins, Odell. Yeah, over
and then
over
Lev Bell,
David Johnson, and Todd Gurley were the big ones that year.
He was the rookie that year, so he wasn't like at the first round pick till 2016, but it was like Jamal Charles, you know what I mean? It was like Jamal Charles, Matt Forte, Adrian Peterson. These guys were the running backs that were, you know what I mean? in that clump. But yeah, and then that was like the first 2014 was the first time. I mean, or 2015 really is the first time I ever heard of like zero RB. And it was really a PPR thing. Like if you're in a PPR leagues and you have 3 wide receiver sets, it's probably smarter to go wide receivers earlier. You know what I mean? Yeah. But also too, it's like, man, like when you chunky RB, like robust RB, and like you have 3 or 4 guys, I mean, you're looking at like, hey, shit, I'm looking at 90 touches right just for my running backs alone. Like I love that aspect. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because that I feel like that's more guaranteed than like the targets are guaranteed more most of the time, but at the same time, the targets for the receiver, they still got to catch the ball. You know what I mean? It's a higher.
Yeah, I try to have 3 strong running backs because chances are at least one of them is going to go down at some point during the year for a good stretch of time. It just always happens. So there's cause for you to pick up the extra running back just because of that. They just tend to be, that'll happen. They'll be because of the nature of the position. They're just, they tend to get a little more banged up. And so therefore I just like to have a little bit more of those guys that kind of try to go RB heavy at the top. But if it's a tier break, and it's a guy there that I don't like, then I'll go receiver, or I'll pivot, maybe go, to high end, tight end or something in a single QB draft. So
would you be more? I mean, do you look at it like because the running backs still are more, like position scarcity versus receiver that you would tend to go, the running back versus the receiver, unless you, like you said, there was a running back you don't like. You know what I mean?
Yeah, correct. I would lean that way because there's not a true there's not that many true workhorse type running backs left anymore. So you kind of want those guys that are just like ball hogs, monsters at the position for their team. So you pick up those guys like, and it just depends on how you view it. Also, like Austin Eckler's like a beast in PPR, right? And he gets a lot of play, but there's still going to be another running back who's going to be coming in there and spilling him, quote unquote, from time to time. So
I like that. I see what you did there.
So like there's cause for when you draft a running back high like that, just because they do tend to go down. And like I said, it's a risk reward type of thing. So you're just hoping and praying that they don't get injured, which is why people have been burned by CMC and why he's like, for me, I'm like, oh man, I don't want to take him at a 102 that I just recently found out that I'm going to have in a redraft. And I think I brought it up in the chat yesterday or whatever on the show. I think on the fantasy news. So, but anyway, it's scary to think about stuff like that. So maybe in situations like that, depending on where you're at in the draft, I might, take a high end receiver because I don't have my next pick until the 210 because it's a lot of, so every round you get like a different draft pick, like you just, randomize that. Yeah, it is. It's super nuts. Like I don't even know the rest of my draft. I just know those first 2 picks. They didn't even send me the rest because I wasn't there in person to go to the lottery draft. But anyway, I'll find out later. I'm just concerned about those first 2 right now. It's like, shit, what am I going to do?
Boy, that's some crazy shit right there, bro.
It is.
For real. That's a hell of a draft.
My head, the wheels in my head are spinning. It's like, okay, if I go this, then and I reach here, like I pick up like an Austin Eckler or somebody like that, right? And I bypass, these other guys at the 102. Then I'm coming back and I'm thinking, okay, well, what's going to be left? So I think I better take a running back. And probably a pass catching running back, I think there. So I'm kind of leaning that. I don't know. I'm still thinking about it, right? I'm scared to take CMC.
And really, I just feel like when it comes to the top producers in the league, there's just going to be more wide receivers that are on top compared to a lot of these running backs. I mean, I'm looking right now, and in a 1-point PPR, there were 7 running backs that finished over 250 points, but there was 12 wide receivers that finished with over 250 points. So
that's a hell of a stat right there.
There's more wide receivers at the top.
It's just roster construction too. Like you said, there's more receivers, so you can probably find an extra one or somebody close that you can replace, as opposed to when a running back drops off, you're like, shit, I got there's a huge tier break. So that's probably why I put more priority on the running back.
12 to 7.
Yeah, but it just depends also. Like there's been drafts where I don't do that, and then I'll go 0 RB, and then I'm like, hey, I got some good value on I don't know, who the hell did I get in that draft? Like JD McKissick, and oh man, you know what? I don't feel too good about it now.
And it's like the
Just
farther
give
the farther down,
Rahama late.
the farther
Rahama
down that
Doer's
you
more
go, there's just more wide receivers that are in. It doesn't really matter how you slice it. We could come up with any point total, and there's going to be more wide receivers.
Yeah,
running
later on,
Yeah, no, I feel that, but I'm gonna go no BAP just based on that with CMC, and this is all health wise. This is the beginning of the season. Everybody healthy right now. Everybody looking good, but you had a CMC, a Derrick Henry, a Dalvin Cook, and we could probably throw Saquon in there because he has produced the top 5 season, right?
Yeah,
but if you go look at the rest,
time.
huh?
Nick Chubb missed time too.
Yeah, Nick Chubb, you know what I mean?
Zeke was hurt.
If we do go, everybody healthy, and I'm looking at the top 15, and I see a motherfucking Patterson, I see a motherfucking a Damian Harris, which a lot of TDs was his thing, and then a James Conner, which a lot of things was his TDs. But say like if they do have somewhat of the same type of season that they did have, and then them other 3 that I just mentioned, or the other 4, that they can give us maybe 15 games at a high level, and then you mixture the ones that finish outside of the top 15, and you got a Javante, you got a fucking a AJ Dillon, you know what I mean? You got an Eli Mitchell, you know what I mean? I think that there could be damn near close to we said it was a 12-7 split in full PPR of the top producers, you know what I mean? I think we can damn near get to somewhere where it might be.
Hey, I think you might have sold me, bro. Because once you start getting into them high end RB2s, like we might fuck around and see like how many 1,000-yard rushers did we have last year?
I think only 3.
Yeah, not that many.
3
right? So if
but look, so Derrick Henry hit for 900 in 8 games. You know what I mean? For real, bro. It was a whole lot of injuries, you know what I mean? Which, it's always going to be injuries.
7.
It's a collision sport for sure. But, sometimes motherfuckers skate through, or sometimes they play through it and still producing. You know what I mean? I just think that, running back, my favorite position, and I think that running back can get back to a little bit of dominance, especially in this year.
So you had 7 finishers over 1,000 yards rushing.
Oh, okay, for sure. So it's strictly on the ground.
Strictly on the ground, not all purpose.
Yeah.
So maybe I think if that number doubles, you're right.
You did have a handful of people that were in the 900s.
That's what I'm saying. There's a bunch of people that was dumbass close.
Yeah,
I mean,
Eckler, who was hella close. Harris was hella close. Javante under 100.
Yeah, man.
Derrick Henry, hella close for us. What was it, 43 away?
Just a couple cut hairs under. You know
Mitchell.
I got one. I got a no cap right here.
Let's do one more, and then we gotta get up out of here.
Yeah, we'll get up out of here because this one I want to know from Peacock, because this one's one of those ones like I'm actually curious about this. Cap or no cap, Dameon Pierce is not only fantasy viable this year, but he's 1,000-yard, or not only fantasy viable, he gets the job and he's 1,000-yard rusher.
Okay, so there's a couple of things in there tied in. So there's 3 things, right? He gets the job, he's 1,000-yard rusher, fantasy viable, all of those 3 things, right? So I don't know if he hits 1,000 yards rushing. So I would have to because he needs to hit all of those, standards there on your scenario. I would say it's Cap.
Yeah.
But I've been hearing good things out of Cap, that he's explosive every day. He makes a play. So at some portion of camp throughout the few practices they've had, that he looks faster than what his combine speed was. I think it was like a 4.5 that he ran or something like that. He broke a long one the other day at practice. So little things like that. And I've only heard one snippet from Marlon Mack, and it was that, and it was something he said himself, that he's back to the way he was pre-Achilles injury. So other than that, all the buzz has kind of been around Dameon Pierce. So I think that will be his job to take, probably sooner than later, because you'll see it, you'll see the flashes, you'll see the youth and the strength, and just the kind of that, like a nice, powerful back, and the Texans are going to want to run the ball. So he'll probably be the 1A, I guess. It'll probably be like a 1A, 1B situation if if Mack or Burkhead is showing out. But they're going to try to split the load a little bit. They don't want to put it all on a rookie, I think, because that's just kind of, unless he really picks up everything, mentally and pass pro and the whole package. You know what I mean? But like I said, yeah, I can see a couple of those scenarios playing out, but I don't see him being all three of those and hitting. I don't think he'll hit 1,000 yards rushing. That offensive line, it is primed to kind of improve, but like I said, I think they're going to try to spread the love a little bit in the rushing game and maybe try to use all three backs for a while until they figure it out.
Yeah, I'm putting a cap on the 1,000 yards at least. I mean, I'm not going to say week 1 that he's going to be the starter. I mean, I just don't think that he has a draft capital unless a bunch of injuries happen. But by mid-season, maybe like 10th game, I mean, he might be able to overtake. I mean, really, it's the draft capital, though. So I just don't think he's going to get enough chances early enough unless
I don't know what Andre drafted in. Fourth,
I think he was drafted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say cap on that one too. It's just have to be injuries. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for him to just straight up be the only guy in town, maybe, and just get the full workhorse load. But he's built, well enough, I think, to have that capability. He wasn't showcased when he was in Florida like that. He was kind of just used sparingly. But he had I'm not looking at the stats or anything, but he had great an average yards per carry and stuff like that. So I think that he will, I think, sooner than later. I don't know, I can't call it, probably at least a month into the season before he maybe starts to pull away and separate himself, because like I said, I did hear buzz maybe just the other day on Twitter also that he's starting to, every time there's a practice, he's separating himself from the other two running backs. So
yeah, I see something like that.
Yeah, so maybe it'll happen faster than we think, but I haven't seen it with my own eyes, so it's too hard to tell right now. But I do like the prospect of it, and I do love his tape. From college, I wish they would have given him the ball more, so that way I could have seen more from him. He looks good.
We're gonna get a good look at him in the preseason too. I'm excited. Like preseason is pretty much gonna be like where we see rookies more so than anything these days, because veterans ain't playing the preseason, most of them, except for like
4 preseason games.
It's 3,
Man,
just 3.
Oh, 3. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think the third one's the dress out game now. Yeah, the year where they do the full.
My nephew's senior year of high school football's coming up. I ordered a shirt. It's already in with it, ready to go for him. I have shoes that match his school colors, so I'm ready to go, man. He's the number 7 ranked linebacker down here in the area, so I'm ready to go see him.
And see what is he? He's a senior now.
Yeah, he's a senior now. Time flies, man.
That's crazy. Well, shit. You know what? I'm gonna have to say, it's capped myself also on with the Damian Pierce thing. Maybe I think here's the thing, man. Is I read a couple things that he does have some pass catching paralysis, but they don't really use him like that. But I mean, it could also.
I've heard that he's catching the ball at practice no problem, and then check downs and stuff the other day when they were running drills and things like that.
Saying in college they never really used him like that. So it's man. I mean, shit. Maybe he'll scrape he could scrape together a thou wow all purpose. That would be awesome, because that would mean he is fantasy viable because he's catching the ball.
All purpose is more likely. I think it would happen too, probably later on in the season as well. I just want to see him, probably. Yeah. What they have for the future, if it turns out to that's my guess. Later on down the road, they're going to be like, all right, this young guy's the future. He's kind of settled in. We can now let the reins go here at running back and let him, kind of take over. It's my guess. But if he does start week 1 and you see a 60-40, then there's a good chance he could hit 1,000 yards on the ground. You never know. But it just depends on his progress here in camp from now to then. I was going to say, what rookie running back do you think hits 1,000 yards rushing, if any?
What are the rookie running backs again? Oh, Breece Hall, Walker, Isaiah Spiller, James Scott. It'd probably be Walker. It'd probably be Walker, to me, because it's he's on I mean, again, Breece Hall too. I think Breece Hall can break some big ones off. You know what I mean? And it might not be great from for those two as rookies on a per game basis, but I think they could get a greasy 1,000 yards over 72 weeks, barring any injuries. You know what I mean?
Like what did Najee rush for last year? Was it last year? He was a rookie. What did he hit last year? He got like,
It was like 1,200.
1,200.
Yeah.
Yeah, so these guys are going to have to get like a ton of volume, I think, to get there.
I would say I would say neither of them or any of the running backs, just based on, even though Eli Mitchell, the situation that he was in, he came up a little bit short and he missed some games. You know what I mean? But it was just the caliber of team that he was on that put him in situations to where he could eat like that. You know what I mean? Them other teams, Seattle, the Jets, they gonna be bummed. Their quarterback situation is horrible. You know what I mean?
Even though Brees Hall is
horrible, you know what I mean? Because they putting a lot of stock in that young dude, but you got Gino and the other boy up there, so
Drew.
And I mean, I think
it's gonna be a lot
Seattle's
harder the dudes that do it.
Seattle's line is gonna be better, but it's also like the game script's gonna be there for them, or are they
Then what
gonna
if
be
you get a
abandoning?
healthy 16, 15 games from Penny?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, me, I could be basing this because I kind of have it in my work in my head where Penny's gonna miss time.
No, definitely no, without a doubt. No.
That's already baked in. Yeah, he's
History
got 4 weeks. he saw this podcast and got turf toe or something.
And we probably see a gang of Walker, just based on the fact that, man, that's their only best defense, bro, is be able to own time of possession somehow, because their defense is going to be asked. Defense is going to be on the field most of the time, because they ain't going to be able to extend the drive to save their life, right? And it's going to be dependent on the run game. So I guess Walker has a path to getting the thou wow. But I also think, on the flip side, where you said Mitchell, Brees is in like a Niner-esque system, you know what I mean? That zone runs real friendly to these running backs, you know what I'm saying? And that zone runs hella friendly to the QBs.
Yeah, but if you ain't putting up points, that shit ain't working, and the Jets ain't gonna be 20+ point game.
Abandon the run.
The Niners is. You know what I mean? That was kind of like my comparison, the situation that how Eli was as a rookie in a better situation than what Ken Walker and Brees is right now.
After careful evaluation, then I gotta say no cap. I don't think there will be a 1,000-yard receiver or a running back rookie.
That's tough, man. But yeah, I tend to agree there with everybody. I just don't like the landing spots for the higher prospects.
I'm going with it. Actually, give me Brees Hall for the thou wow.
Give me Breezy.
He's so greasy.
He might have a more likelier of a chance.
Yeah, who else is there? Like
Michael Carter's hurt right now too. He had like some kind of ankle or something. If it's a high ankle, he's gonna miss some time, bro. You don't want to let Brees Hall Brees Hall is not going to give people a chance to take that job from him over there. It's going to have to be injured. It's another thing for the Jets. It's like, not only are they the Jets, but like their line's hella good on paper, but then it's like, fuck, you're the Jets. You know what I mean? Like,
they're always like, I don't know.
And then you know what, too, though, bro? If you're not that guy that's getting 20 rushes a game, you're going to have to hit 1,000 yards at 6 yards per pop, 5.5 per pop.
So you need,
what I mean,
that line too
to do it, to get 1,000 on 10 touches or 9 touches per game. You know what I mean? Just like and you know what, the best comparison to that is Nick fucking Chubb, bro. Yep. He hitting over 1,000, but he hitting at 5 yards per 5+ per yards every year.
5.2, I think.
5.5 last year, 5.6 last year, and when
for real?
Dang. I mean, there's only one.
Hit it on like 4.9 or 5.0 because he only getting 15 touches a game.
There's only 1 year he didn't crack 1,000, and he only came up 4 yards short, and that was his rookie year.
And how many yards per carry was he getting?
He's never had under 5 yards a carry.
100%, doggy. That's how you got to kind of like measure that.
Yeah, I'm excited for him when Watson's really in there, and then there's even a chance Watson don't miss any time this year if the NFL is gonna try to fucking appeal the shit. So it's like it could be like they could get pushed back and he just plays in the meantime. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Could happen.
Cause like now it's like, can you imagine that though? Now you got to get real honestly. You can't, because that's the thing about Nick Chubb or Derrick Henry, guys like that. Like they run in the highest percentage stacked boxes. You know what I mean? So it's like it's kind of, yeah. But yeah, let's wrap this thing up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a good Saturday morning thing. You know what I mean? We're stretching our Saturday morning flex. You know what I mean?
Extending my Friday evening is what I'm doing.
Yeah, and like what's dope about this is like Saturday. It's early enough that if y'all can make it on Saturdays, hell yeah. You know what I mean? If not, we'll always have a fucking combination of us. You know what I mean? But yeah, I like change. Change is always good, and this is gonna be a dope during the year. Like you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
During the season, like this Saturday show is gonna hit. You know what I mean?
Gonna hit like a bowl of cereal and Ninja Turtles.
Right? Okay. Before we get out, man, we gotta have the GOAT. I mean, I guess not quite the debate, but what's the GOAT cartoon or Saturday morning joint, if not cartoon? You know what I'm saying?
For me, it was the Turtles, man. I used to watch that like religiously. Like even when they did like a new version, they started. There was like a different mutation shit, like in the early 2000s.
Like
I was still watching that shit in high school, man.
Man,
I remember that shit. Was that on Nickelodeon?
I don't even know. I don't think so. I think it was just.
I remember Nickelodeon had a Ninja Turtles too. That shit
maybe it was on cable. I don't remember.
yeah, that was my favorite shit growing up too, bro. I had all the toys too.
Fuck
I
yeah,
had all the toys. Every Ninja Turtle thing, bro. I had it.
The snappers for the shoelaces, the backpack.
Man, I had the motherfucking the shredder, the dome.
Oh, the
dome. I had the turtle fan. Man,
I had a turtle fan shop.
Everything, bro. I swear to you, I had a case to where I could put all my toys and travel with them motherfuckers. Because when I'll be back and forth from Sac to the Bay on everything, take my toys with me, bro. Ninja Turtle was my shit. I had matter of fact, just about like 6-7 years ago, I gave the rest of the toys that I had to one of my little cousins on everything.
Nice.
Real talk. That was
man.
Bro. You get some more Ninja Turtle merch from here.
I'm with you with the Ninja Turtles, bro. 100%. That was one of my Saturday morning joints. But you know what? I'm bring up another one. It was X-Men for real. Cause like, man, I was already fucking with comics. All my older cousins fuck with comics, and they had a problem. What was crazy? They had a problem with the cartoon. They'd be like, the cartoon's not accurate and this and that. I'm like, this is so hard. I'm like
a cartoon. Gambit was the guy.
That guy, bro.
Oh my goodness.
Gambit was so hard because he stayed getting that rogue, even though he can't hit it.
Every
And he was a Cajun,
everything.
That's my first exposure to like, he's a Cajun. He was like the French, he had the little French linguistics. Like he'd be like, he called everybody mon ami. You know what I mean? Yeah, he was
great show.
So I'll just throw another one in the mix. The Batman the Animated Series is pretty dope that Peacock put it on there. Yeah, one of the classics.
Dude, I still watch that. I binge watched it with my son not too long ago.
And it ran so long. Yeah. It's so good because it's dark, bro.
Yeah, it is, and the animation's super dope. I don't know why. It's cool.
It's the squared off chins with the
the darkness with the glowing white eyes and and then Joker, was it Mark Hamill playing Joker's voice?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Shit was so dope. Like, man, I'm mad I said X-Men. I should have went to the animated.
Hey, that was another Batman too, though. The regular little series where it said pow and bang and all that shit. Man, I used to love that shit.
Hey, that's so throwback.
Used to come on at night.
That's the Adam West one.
I think so, bro.
Yeah, Batman 66, like the TV show.
Joker would have all this motherfucking question marks.
They just start dancing and shit.
Man, that shit was hard, bro.
Yeah,
that shit.
They'll whoop some ass and just start giggling.
That Batmobile was harder than a motherfucking Robin.
Stingray, right?
You can watch like the behind the scenes of all that Adam West crazy party lifestyle in the 60s, man. He was a swinging crazy dude. Partying guy. And then he did the voice of the mayor on Family Guy.
Bruce Wayne.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Family Guy is the shit, bro.
Hey,
My daughter loved
I
that.
love cartoons. I don't watch me some cartoons right now.
She was off the chain with that shit.
you know what too? Man, like, because when Cartoon Network came out, it was dope because now it had a joint where I could watch all the Saturday cartoon shit that they used to show on Saturdays. You know what I mean? Like all the Warner Brothers shits. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if you have HBO Max, you can access that stuff. You know, that's what I'm gonna go do right now. You know, you can go to the Cartoon Network and it has like Adult Swim and it has you know, classics and all that stuff. Check it out. Not sponsored by HBO Max or anything, but I'm just saying, you know, go out and get that.
Then I could remember like in the 80s, like, you know, I was probably like 5 years old, bro. Like I can remember watching G.I. Joe and like Transformers.
Oh yeah, Transformers.
Yeah,
that was my
I used to try and stay up late night to get Beavis and Butthead. I ain't gonna lie.
Beavis and Butthead was the shit.
Stimpy and Beavis and Butthead.
And that was damn near like 7th, 8th grade for me, man. That shit, man. You go to school talking about Beavis and Butthead, boy, every day.
You know that they got a new. You know that they got a new one.
Yeah, I've been seeing it like they be running the ads when you watch YouTube and show the little ad, but I haven't watched it.
They got it on YouTube. These guys are dumbasses. They're
fucking idiots, bro.
They got it on YouTube now.
Well, at least the first episode. So these girls are in an escape room, or they're trying to go in an escape room, but they need 4 people. And they're like, you don't have 2 other smart guys that you could bring in with you. And they're just like on the street corner, like right in front of the window. And they bring them in there. And so they tell them to go to the escape room. They say, go down the hall and turn left. And they go down the hall and they look left at the escape room, but then they look right at the men's bathroom. And then they go into the bathroom and they're like, wow, this escape room, this mummy's tomb really looks like a bathroom. And they're like just in there for like an hour.
Fucking idiots, bro.
They always can never score, bro. Like they're just
never.
And that's what it was. They got these chicks to pay, you know, so they were super stoked. They were like, oh, we're going to split this 4 ways on the way out. And they were like, yeah, sure, baby. You just pay now. And then they go through there and they're like, hey, did you hear that? They want to have a 4-way with us.
Oh, this is dope because like now it's like they could do some more adult innuendo shit. Because even like back then they still had some restrictions on the MTV. But hey, yo, I remember they showed at 11 at night. Then they would show it again, encore at 2 in the morning. And like I remember just like let's see, I'm not too much younger than JD, but I was probably like maybe 4th grade at the time, maybe 3rd. Yeah, I had to be like 4th
late to watch that.
Damn, dummy late just to watch it. The Beavis and Butthead again. Hilarious, bro.
Oh, and you had to watch it with the TV low. Oh,
yeah,
every day. I had to watch it in the living room. So if you had to stay up late and they sleep, you know, every day.
How you wake them up too, yeah,
bruh. Fucking day.
But yeah, man, well, shit, you know, I mean, this is another episode of the Playmakers. Let's let them know. Oh, actually, yeah, hold on. We didn't let Spencer. What you rocking with in the Saturday?
No, Spencer's gone.
Where's Spencer?
He's been gone for a while. He went to go make some cereal, and then he's like, my stomach's fucked up. I'll see you guys later.
Oh, okay, I missed that. I thought he said he was coming back.
No,
did he say what he was doing? The Saturday morning, did he say his favorite joint?
No.
Yeah, because I was being interested. That's probably why he left. He was like, I don't like the Saturday. He was he's a little older for that.
He said he was ready for it. But no, I mean, I think right now the favorite character that he'd want to talk about is Ralph.
Ralph. What's that?
Ralph.
Oh, that. I'm so slow this morning. Let's go. Let's get out of here.
See you guys next week. And yeah, we got some stuff coming up on Monday and Tuesday. Be ready. Peace.
Yeah.
Hit him with the run pass option. I run shit or I shred from the pocket. I'm always shopping, I'm always copping, and always pray I'm falling like leaves an item. Hey, what could I say? I make plays every day. Catch me with a thick one, make her pay what she weigh. And then some. Welcome to my kingdom. Really in the field, never got my feet up. Go hard, push a hard line. Yeah, been around, peep the archives. Yeah, off top, it's a long grind. You don't need to watch to see that it's our time. Yeah, I'm counting chips, finna take the chip. You counterfeits, better pay attention. I'm about a chick, catch me in my bag. Sunday to Sunday, living that.
We make plays every day, yeah.